Welcome, agents, to another episode of an ongoing podcast revolving around the Division II. This will be a weekly podcast where we give you, the agents, our opinions and points of view of everything Division II. Today I've only got one dickhead joining us, and it is the one-man army himself, Bayou. Say hello.
What's up? I ain't got a life.
I am your host, Face to Foot. Agents, welcome to Washington. Apologize for the first episode. We had some technical difficulties and just trying to get everything ironed out and everything. But today, since it's just me and Bayou, I thought that we would look back at this week of the information drop that we had. Now that we've had a week to sit on this information and to watch this footage over and over again, just kind of see if we feel the same now as we did a week ago when the hype train fucking hit me right in the face. So, Bayou, how are you feeling about everything a week later? How's it looking to you?
Well, right now, I mean, it still looks fine to me, honestly. I just can't wait for it to drop, to be honest with you.
Now we got what?
Everything still looks smooth. We only got,
2 more weeks, right? Not next weekend. Super Bowl weekend's next weekend.
Yeah,
So
the weekend after next, so 2 weekends until the beta.
Nice.
And then after the beta, it's about a month after that.
About a month, yeah, because we'll get ours on the 12th and it'll end on the 10th.
Yep.
But hopefully, I mean, as they said originally, you'll have your private beta and your public beta or your open beta. That might end up happening. It might not. I don't know. With them dropping the beta as late as they did, I just feel like it doesn't really give them too much time to have 2 betas between launch. Doesn't make too much sense.
Well, like they said, all the YouTube videos that everybody's dropping was just for advertising purposes. Yep. Basically, that's all that was. That wasn't even like them testing the game. It was just them getting in there and playing it so they could advertise it for them.
Yeah, it was a media capture, I think is what they have referred to it as.
Yeah, advertising. Just a baby way of saying it.
Well, I know the last week or so that I've been watching this, and I've made 2 videos on this already, and I've re-recorded one of them about 4 times, and I recorded the other one twice, and I always come off as I hate the game, that I'm bitching and griping about the game, and a game that I haven't even put hands on yet. You know what I mean? So I haven't released the videos or anything. I keep sitting on them and re-recording them and listening to them and shit. But I guess I can kind of touch on it in here. It's like the more I see, and only having the information that's actually been released through the gameplay and through interviews and everything like that with the developers, I really feel like they told the PvP players, the loyal Division agents that's kept the game alive. And let's make no mistake, it has been the PvP community that has kept this game alive for as long as it's been going. There is no mistake about that.
Long shot, no.
But I feel like we're being told to go stand in the corner, put your nose in the corner. Don't turn around, don't look at us. You'll get what you get. You're not going to feel a fit, and you're going to like it. And what I mean by that... Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead and finish.
Well, I was going to say, what I mean from that is that they have... The Division 2 is what appears to be the way they wanted the Division 1 to play like. Okay, so they completely reworked all the PvP aspects and everything like that. It is, in my opinion, absolutely a much more strategical and tactical PvP, simply because of the way the cover is being highly utilized, the way the guns have been balanced as far as damage, and the way armor works in PvP. So you have that aspect of it. And then the main word that I kept hearing all week from any interviews or any anybody that talked to a dev or anything like that, the word that just kept coming up was fair. They wanted the game to be fair. They wanted everybody to have a good time. They wanted everybody to enjoy themselves. But overall, they wanted the game to be fair.
Yep. That's why they came out with that normalization bullshit that
it drives me fucking nuts.
Yep. And just like you were saying earlier, they were telling the PvP, the actual PvPers, the one that kept the game alive this long, to stand in the corner, I believe, with that, because, I mean, shit, they only gave us one dark zone out of the two, and it's either going to be in the corner, the sideline, or they want us to stay down bottom. Right. You know, it's going to rotate. They gave us one DZ.
Yep.
And I understand that they wanted, you know, it to be for more casual players and shit. Well, I mean, that's not really our fault if they're casual.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. That's how I feel about it too.
Like, you should have to want to put in, and I know, you know, real life hits and shit like that, but I mean, it's a video game. It's not. It's a fast pace. Well, they're wanting that one to be more slow pace.
Yeah, more methodical.
It's gonna be.
Seems.
Yeah, it's gonna be more of a pace that you should want to keep up with. You should have to grind to get the shit that you need to be good.
Right. I do agree.
You should have to work for it. Like everybody else in Division 1, the ones that kept this shit going, you know, they evolved throughout the updates. And trust me, there was updates that just blew.
Yeah.
Like, and everybody complained about everything because there was so much that's messed up, from the God glitch to the invisibility glitch to the damn Seeker Mines, aka Face.
They weren't broken, bro. They weren't broken.
They were broken on my behalf because I couldn't do nothing. But I mean, it should be something that you want to work for. You know, I mean, I understand they could have one DZ normalized. I mean, that would make more sense.
Well,
but not two.
I would accept one. I mean, it would still sit weirdly in my mouth, as most things do that are foreign. It would still be a little strange, you know, because, my opinion, the Dark Zone is, it's lawless. There are no rules. Yep. If you go into the Dark Zone to farm, then you have a higher probability rate of getting killed and having your hard-earned loot stolen from you, you know? So... Mm-hmm. Even back in the day, you know, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, when you knew DZ 5 and 6 had the best gear, so most people spent all their time up in those two DZs farming, because that was where the hardest ads were, and people didn't like to PvP in that area because of how hard the ads hit you. So if you wanted,
and it
if
was
you wanted
pushed
to
up
PvP,
against the top.
Yep. And if you wanted to PvP, that's where you went, you know. But it seems like with D2, with their word of fair being what they kept going back to, and them wanting the Dark Zone to be end game, an activity for anybody and everybody to enjoy themselves in, they already neutered the Dark Zone in Division 1. And not only did they neuter the Dark Zone in Division 2, but they cut your sack, they folded the sack inward and pushed your balls inside of you. You know?
Like all the way to the stomach.
All the way to the stomach, man. You're going through puberty all fucking over again. Let me go through some of the things when they were discussing the new DZ, or DZs, if you will, and all the things that they did for all the agents, so it can be the in-game activity for everybody, and so everybody can enjoy their time in there. So the very first thing we've already touched on is in two of these DZs, they normalized your gear. And they want everybody, regardless of what level you are, to feel like when you step into the Dark Zone, that you have an opportunity to guard yourself, I guess, or whatever the case, to protect yourself. You have the opportunity.
You're bumped up to everybody else's level.
Right, but it gives you an illusion of thinking that you have a way of defending yourself. So that's going to
or
bring
you're
more
as
people
good
in.
as somebody else that's in there.
Right.
Like you didn't put in no time and shit, but you're just as good as they are.
So if you're listening and you spend time in skirmish, you spend time in last stand, then you understand normalization. You also, I mean, if you enjoy it, that's cool. No knock on you. But there is no PvP activity like the Dark Zone in any game that is out there. That's why the Division has thrived as long as it has, and why the PvP aspect is so predominant in this game. Because we've kept it alive. It is the one thing that everybody really enjoys to do in this, and it is extremely unique. But if you don't like the Dark Zone and you still want a PvP, well, then you have Skirmish and you have Last Stand, and in the new incarnation, they understood that Last Stand was a horrible game mode and brought in domination, just like every other freaking PvP game has. So you got your 3 points, you hold your 3 points, except now you're not running, 6 miles to get to a point, and you're short 4 agents. So there's your skirmish, your domination for Division 2. Not interested, not my cup of tea. So they normalize your gear for these dark zones. And as you can now, when you clear a landmark, you get loot. And that's been brought in to Division 2, so boom. Okay, you're getting instant loot. And then depending on how they end up working the percentage of drops and everything, I saw a ton of non-contaminated loot that goes directly into your backpack. You don't even have to extract that shit. So boom. Now, not only are you clearing landmarks and getting loot, but you're killing ads and getting loot. So they've given PvPers a reason to step into the Dark Zone and farm. Then you also have you still have your extractions, except now you can extract guns, you can extract gear or whatever, but the different thing about extracting loot now is that you have your caches, your contaminated caches like you do in D1. And when you extract those things, they'll roll gear for you, just like they do now. Except the devs are saying that it's going to be specifically for you. The stats will be compressed. There'll be higher stats, higher stat possibilities to reach maximum stat of that particular world level or whatever. So then you can roll these caches and get you some loot out of that. So I can clear landmark, I can kill ads, I can extract loot, all for PvP or PvE in Dark Zones. Now you sit here and you think, well, okay, well that's all fine and dandy. You've gotten some PvE players in the Dark Zone. Well, what about us? What about us PvPers? And they very quickly look at you and say, no, not yet. We're not done. We're not done. So what we're going to do now for the PvE community is we're going to add a rogue system for PvE players. And what we're going to call this is the White Rogue, aka Hardcore PvE. Now what this does is it gives the illusion to PvE players of when they steal loot or flag white and they begin to hit these terminals, it gives them the illusion that they are rogue, that they are excited to be rogue, that there is a possibility of some friendly fire coming from somewhere, and it gives them that rush of being a PvP player without ever actually shooting somebody, But that's their hardcore PvE mode. And then once you hit all these nodes, you get access to the Thieves' Den, which then in turn has a vendor in it, which, guess what? You can buy more fucking loot. Yeah. And then out of all of this, out of all of that crap, out of all that PvE bullshit that they put in for the PvE players in the DZ, they add fucking turrets to checkpoints. So, as a PvE player, I can literally step inside of the Dark Zone and start farming my ass off. And as soon as I see the smallest inkling of a rogue either hitting my mini-map or I get a sound notification that somebody near me has gone rogue, all I got to do is fucking truck my happy ass back to the checkpoint and sit and wait.
Yep.
Or go into the checkpoint and just, jump my happy ass down to the other fucking normalized Dark Zone and continue about my business.
Continue. Yep.
You know? And I understand the other aspect of it, of them wanting to do that to get more people in the Dark Zone, to keep more people in the end game, to give the PvP players more people to actually kill. But all in all, I think, and I know you agree with me on this, the real PvE players will be spending all of their time in the occupied zone. And that is the one zone where the developer said, hey everybody, all my loyal Division agents that have been around for 3 years and have kept this goddamn game alive for as long as it's had, there's your one spot. Shut up. Go in the corner. Don't say anything. Don't bother us. Don't look at us.
Be quiet and just let it happen.
And we'll let you know when there's an update.
Yep. But we probably won't touch anything for you. But just shut up. Just stay in that dark zone. Shut up. Don't want to hear no complaints. We gave you what you wanted. Have at it.
And you know what? As a way of showing gratitude towards the community, they said not only are we going to give you one dark zone, but we're only going to give you one dark zone. But don't fret, it's not just one dark zone. It is all 3 dark zones. You're just going to kind of have to wait like maybe once a week when the weekly timer goes off. Then you'll have to
you got to stay in this dark zone for a week.
You know.
After that, then you can have it. You know, then you can change.
But that's been one of my biggest things that I've been fighting with this last week, you know, was once all the hype and everything kind of fell away and I really started to digest everything that I've seen. Like that's what keeps coming to me, you know, is
here's what hit me was, so they made the normalization dark zones, right? I personally think that the reason why they made those was because people always doing skirmish, you know, last stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was their PvP for the PvE players, so they didn't lose nothing for Division 1, right?
Right.
So I feel like, because there's a lot of streamers, there's a lot of people that go into last stand. That's all they do.
Right.
That's it.
That's their
and
ish.
I think they finally got tired of people telling them that is not real PvP. Because everybody who stays in last stands thinks that is a PvP, and it's not.
No, it's not.
And everybody that comes into the DZ tells them that is not fucking PvP. That is like PvE, you're just able to fight other agents. Like, you're not losing anything. You're not really gaining anything. You know, you get cachets when you hit 99 or when you level up, and, you know, you get to kill other agents. Whoop-de-fucking-do. But it's not real.
Well,
it's like an illusion to a point.
Yeah. It's point capturing. But it's so spread apart that, I mean, hell, half the time you can literally go into Last Stand and never see another agent or even attempt to shoot another agent. All you got to do is go into Last Stand and go into the landmarks, fight landmarks, and capture points. You know, I'm gonna capture A, and then I'm gonna run my happy ass to a landmark, and then I'm gonna run all the way to C, and I'm gonna start fucking with their base.
Well, shoot, some of the damn accommodations for Last Stand, or like you have to get, man, I think the first one's like 100,000 credits or some like total in Last Stand. You ain't gonna get that just going in there and killing agents.
Yep.
It's gonna take you a long time to get that. I've tried. It's gonna take you a long time. So you got these people coming out, like there's an accommodation guy. He does a lot of accommodation videos, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Accommodation.
Him. And he was saying that if you want it, the fastest way to get it is to go in there and just stay away from the points, you know. Just go to the landmarks, go kill the bosses, go kill the NPCs, you know, just go around. You know, you ain't got to kill nobody and shit like that. That's just it. I mean, come on now. What the fuck? I mean, really? It's supposed to be a PvP like area. And then in D2, they added the white rogue system. Well, I feel like if they're going to add the white rogue system, what should happen is kind of like in D1, how when a rogue agent dies, you know how it turns gray?
Yes.
Well, in D2, when they go White Rogue, they don't show up on the map. They don't do nothing.
Right.
They're
But they
just
can
there
still
until
get
somebody
the
comes
friendly
across
fire.
them. Yes.
Right.
They can still get shot, but I feel like they should be like, after you pick like one or two things, you should show up on the map. Just like
Even
a
as a
regular
white?
rogue. Yep, even as a white. It should be a different color. That way everybody knows what they are. That way you can be distinguished. Like, they killed somebody, they're looting shit. So, I mean, you can pick which one you want to go for. I feel like they should still have to show up on the map.
I can understand that to an extent, especially if the server was still as big as it is in D1, and the DZ was as big in D1. But you know, just seeing the maps and everything for D2, I think it's gonna be virtually impossible to run in that area and not either be detected or see somebody. You know.
Yeah, for as small as it is, yeah.
I may be wrong, but
well, it seems like it's gonna be harder. Like I said before, I feel like it's gonna be harder for like agents to run from like you.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's gonna be easy because they got the checkpoints with the guns. But I mean, like, so you're manhunt, you can literally stand in the middle of the map and see a landmark on the other side, right? Go down, or somebody's in it because they show it up now, and you could literally run from the middle or from the other side to the other side and kill them probably before they clear out the landmark.
Yes.
Because that's how short it seems.
Yep, I will agree on that. So I think that's why they didn't give you any kind of notification. You know, like I said, it really is a hardcore PvE. So if they want PvE players in there, why am I going to ping a PvE player? You know? Like, I want you in there, so if you flag up White Rogue because you stole something out of a box, I want you to be scared because you're Rogue now and you can accept friendly fire. But if you're a PvE player stepping foot into the Dark Zone and you're already intimidated as it is, I'll hold off on pinging you on the map just to keep your ass in there, you know?
Yeah. I feel like just like they came out with the video, like the trailer for the Dark Zone for D1. They came out with it, and, you know, it was lawless. You know, they killed this man, just shot everybody, killed everybody, and then dropped group and killed his two teammates. You know, I feel like that should be something you have to worry about.
Yep. And
you know, you shouldn't have to flag up, and I know they implemented the 2.0 system in here for that reason, for that purpose, to find out for D2. But I feel like if you have the courage and the balls to step into the Dark Zone, you should be prepared for whatever happens.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest with you, bro, if you know, because each introduction into the Dark Zone in D2 is accompanied by a PvE mission. So you'll go to that gate, you'll open the gate, you'll get a mission where you go in there, you get to clear out a landmark, get some gear, extract it, whatever, kind of give you the ins and outs of what these DZ locations are like.
You know, what it looks like.
If those missions aren't mandatory at whatever level that they populate on, I will save them motherfuckers until I hit level 30. And I will utilize my first 3 quote-unquote PvE runs in the Dark Zone to gather as much fucking 30 gear as I possibly can. And then I will never step foot into the normalized PvP zones. I will be always in the occupied zone. And that's just where we're going to fucking live.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
You know, until DLCs start dropping and they're like, well, hey, look, you know, we added, you know, this Dark Zone and that Dark Zone for you guys. And, you know, we got...
Yeah, we extended the map for you. You know, you can... Right. There's new stuff available. Then you go out there and test it out. But other than that, Occupied's probably where it's going to be.
Yep, I agree.
And everybody, I'm telling you, everybody that says they're going to be in the Occupied DZ, to see how long, or if they actually can
last. Yeah, dude.
Because everybody right now that PvPs in D1 and Division 1 is saying that the Occupied's where they're going to be. That's where it's going to be at. You know, that's where I'm going to live and shit. Yeah, let's see how long it lasts.
Mm-hmm.
You're either going to get mad and quit because you got shot in the back, or something weird, you know? Like, let's see. Let's just see. Let's see if you actually go in.
Yep, that's what I'm waiting to see.
And how long
too.
you last. Let's see if you're a hypocrite or not. Because that's where it's going to be. That's where I'm going to be. Fuck normalization. If my gear ain't good enough, then I need to work on it, and that's what I'm going to work on.
That's exactly what the rest of the map is for.
That's the way you figure it out.
You know?
Yep. If my gear ain't good enough for occupied DZ, it ain't good enough for normalized DZ, and I'll just go farm for better pieces. I'll get it to where you need it, or where I need it, and then we'll work with it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's meant for.
Exactly. And I hope I'm wrong when it comes to all that. I hope a lot of that is just, like I said, more of an introduction to keep PvE players in line of sight of PvP players. I hope they don't really focus on making sure that it's a PvE game first and PvP last, because it's going to fail if that's the case. If they cater to that one group, it will fail. There's plenty of PvE available in both games, and there's absolutely no reason for both of them to be intersected with each other. But if they want to do this, and it appears that this is the direction they are going, I just hope it's introductory, and then they can focus on making sure that PvP is solid. Because that's where, I mean, that's where the second one's going to live or die, is PvP.
I feel like everybody that PvEs, you know, I understand that they get tired, you know, of just staying or doing the same missions and junk over and over again. Like, I understand that. But the DZ should stay the same no matter what. The only thing the devs and junk have to do is add on to that white little part of the map, give them something new, and let them have at it. But the DZ should be meant lawless and just no fucks giving. That's the way it should be.
Well, I feel like they tried a let me see how with Western peers or whatever. I feel like that was a testing ground for things in D2. And it may be for, like, you know, the way the enemies spawn in the Western Pier, or the way they have random activities just being generated throughout that area. You know, that very well could have been a blueprint for what's to come in all of the map of Division 2. You know, so
that and it could also be for the waves, for the raids, depending on how they depending on how they want to set them up. Because raids generally have waves, and that's where, you know, that's where the waves came out. You know, I mean, that was a good thing to do, was West Side Piers. You know, we did it a couple times. I mean, it was nice. It's like a little step back.
Yeah, a little for a change of pace, and you know, for accommodations, and to unlock a few things. You know, when it comes to unlocking things in games, we're gonna be on it. You know, but that's not like, we're not loading up going, man, we gonna get into some resistance tonight? Are we gonna hit that level 60?
Fuck
no, we don't give a fuck.
That's so stupid.
We got what gear we needed, and we're back in the dark zone. You know. So let me ask you this then, real quick, man. With where the game is now, where it literally has about 2 months left of life, pretty much, I would say, what, 85% of the people that play this game on a regular basis has got all the gear that they want. They've optimized all the gear the way they wanted it, and they've got 6 builds in their loadouts optimized the way they want it. Would you argue the fact that right now, due to the fact of where the life is and everybody has all their gear and it's all optimized, is the dark zone now not normalized?
Yeah, for the most part. Yes and no. I would say yes, because like you said, everybody's got the gear that they want. You know, you got some people that's trying to make other people's builds, you know, build videos and junk. But I say no, because like any other game, you know, you always got those builds that are considered quote unquote OP or meta builds.
There's always that one build that you want to try out.
There's always one brand or one gear set that outdoes all the other ones. It doesn't matter what the devs do. It doesn't matter anything. There's always going to be one or two builds that just outpowers everything. And I think what they did in D2, I think they did it right. Kind of like they started this one out somewhat right without the gear sets, you know. And in D2, they're starting out with brands.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have a certain amount of pieces, kind of like with the gear sets in here. But you got to tweak them a little different, I guess you could say. But the way the Dark Zone in D1 is now, I would say yes.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Just from the nature of the beast, just because everybody's optimized their gear, and that's really the only reason.
Can't complain about much now.
That's the whole. Well, the things that people complain about, you and I both know
the two beds, Nomad and Pred, because I bitch about them motherfuckers all the damn time.
Yes, but you know, it's not something that we haven't touched on before. But
no,
it's always now. It's not. You know, I mean, it is still that you're trash and you're garbage and you're a piece of shit and you can't hold this in the DZ. But a lot of it now is just people fucking bitching about what gear you run. I mean, that's been an ongoing thing. But even now, you know, everybody, you know, you're always reliant on a build. And I don't, you know, well, you're just Banshee reliant. You're AR reliant. The fuck does that
You're
even
house
mean?
reliant.
Yeah.
You're turret reliant.
I mean, I've heard that shit so many goddamn times, man. You know?
Everybody's reliant on something. I'm healer reliant. I'll say it right now. Yeah. I'm healer reliant. Well, fuck that shit. I'm healer reliant.
You're reliant on it because it is what you have.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you're AR reliant. Well, yeah, motherfucker, I've got 2 of them. You know, I'm running Alpha Bridge. Of course I'm fucking AR reliant. I mean,
I need 2 of them to proc that last talent. There ain't no reason to have 6 pieces on if I don't.
And that's the big thing right now. You know, everybody's reliant on fucking something. You're trash, you're garbage without that build, blah, 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 blah. I heard it for fucking goddamn 2 years now. You know, it's just
Now, I have noticed, though, that some people, when you call them out on it, you can tell that... We just talking about it. You can tell that they're reliant because the moment they change their build and they die, they go back to it. They change their build for. We've seen it before.
Absolutely.
Where they've started out with like Nomad or Pred, and then it was a full squad, and they come out and they kill us, and then we come out and we tell them take that shit off, or you know. And we'll see how it goes. And they actually take it off, which is respectful. And then they change their builds like 5-6 times. Yep. And then they go right back to it. And then they kill us. And then that's how you can tell. I mean, but
I'm not saying
I'm
not saying that there aren't people out there that are actually reliant on the gear. But to just say that pretty much amongst everybody, you know. Or like that guy that we came across a few weeks ago where if you're going to accuse somebody of running a certain thing, make sure you know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, we had somebody do that last night. Nomad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what it is. You know, it's like, well, you got a group of nomads. And we literally have to group up together, watch, you know, show everybody how our overheal goes away. And look, no nomad, and then all of a sudden an overheal gets popped, or defib gets hit,
defib
and then everybody's at a fucking overheal, full fucking overheal. You know.
Well, that's just like the video that I made of that nomad dude calling me I had nomad on when I didn't. All I did was pop up a fucking booster. I mean, it comes down and they look stupid because they don't know the builds. This game's been out for fucking damn near 3 years now. If you don't know, I understand the people that just got the game and shit, but Nomad is extremely distinctive. especially the 6-piece.
Yep.
The 5-piece is distinctive as well because it's bright blue. I mean, come on now.
Yep,
but
you can see it if you get close enough.
Know your builds. Yeah, know your builds. Don't accuse people of having stuff on that they don't. Jesus, you just look stupid. But all in all, I just can't wait to get my hands on D2.
Yep. 2 more weeks.
That's the only thing I'm waiting on.
2 more weeks. We'll go ahead and give our final thoughts on the last couple weeks or whatever, and then next week we'll touch on brand sets, and we will touch on different skills and the way everything is modded and everything, at least to our knowledge at this moment. So we'll go into the last thoughts by you, man. What are your last thoughts on everything that you've seen this last week?
Well, I just can't wait to see, like I said earlier, get my hands on it. No,
well, 2 more weeks.
I mean, I feel like the game's gonna be, as they say, legit. You know, of course, it's gonna have its kinks. Everybody's knocking it, but every game's got its kink the moment it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta bear with it. It'll get better as it goes. This shit happens.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, it's the nature of dealing with Massive, you know.
Yes.
But the people that have stuck around with Division, I have a strong feeling that they're going to stick around with Division 2. And a lot of people that didn't stick around for Division 1, I think will get sucked back into Division 2 and end up getting locked in. So,
yeah.
That's my final thoughts.
Even I say that I'm coming back to D1 every now and then. Not
I ain't doing
constantly.
that.
Not like on the regular, but I'll probably end up coming back every now and then.
I ain't doing that.
Depending on how that's going, I will.
That's wasted time in D2. I could be farming for new gear. You know,
I know.
Getting me some shit that's got some skill power.
But it's called coming back to the game that started it all.
Yeah, I guess.
You know.
I guess I'll be moving on to hopefully greener pastures. But until the next time, everybody, this has been the Dickheads of Mayhem, and we will see you next week. Later, everyone.